friends, it's Dawn with My Quilt Projects YouTube channel, and today we're going to cover what happens when you run out of batting. So this quilt is my quilt. I loaded it on here. I knew it was a 90 by 90, and I also knew that my batting was 90 width. So I knew that I would run out. Relatively simple process. We know that this is a known straight edge. I'm just going to take batting trimmings from a previous quilt that I've trimmed, and I'm just going to lay them on here. And you've already got the straight edge, and let's see. I'm going to go ahead and take this off. I don't need my centering tape anymore because we are done almost. Let's get that out of the way. And it matters not the overhang edge, if it's even or not. The only bad thing about this is you may need a lint roller to get up all the threads off. A lot of people create their Franken batting. I don't believe in that, because when you zigzag your seam, it's going to create no loft in your batting, and then therefore no warmth. Alright. Now, because we all know that when you have a design wall, you can actually put up batting for your fabric blocks and stick them to the wall with your batting. This is no different. This is not going to shift or move. I suppose you could pin it down out of the way. But pretty much you just butt up your seams and go with it. Don't panic. Everything's fixable in quilting, unless you break your machine. Anyway, stay tuned, because I'm also going to later in this video take a shortcut. This quilt, because it's 90 by 90, my main sewing table machine is a featherweight, and I like to steer clear of using my featherweight for quilts of this size for putting on binding, because this quilt, I'm going to say, weighs a good 10 pounds, because it's all seam allowances. That 10 pounds overhang on the your table can actually pull your featherweight off, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and take a shortcut. I've already got my binding ready. I'm going to apply it at this time to where the only spot that I'm going to have to sew with my featherweight will probably be an area of about that big, where I miter my two ends together and then sew that unsewn strip. And then I usually hand bind my quilts. This one will be hand bound. Normally I hand bind them from the binding will be stitched at the back to the front. This is a more special quilt, so I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and stitch the binding to the front, and that way it ain't going to matter if any of my hidden stitches show. I'm hoping that I can get this entered into a quilt show, but I don't know. It didn't quilt up that pretty, and I kept the quilting simple, so we'll see. I'm going to pause this for now, and I'll come back and after I get done quilting these last few rows, I'll go ahead and start applying the binding. Alright, got the batting all stitched in, and the quilt is quilted. And I have a great big roll of my binding to attach, because this front of this foot is my 1/4 inch. I will be able to go around the quilt. I will struggle with it at the other end, but here we go.